Open up. That's what's up. It's April 2nd, 2025. So good to be alive. SWA, come out and play. Oh my goodness. I hope we get it all day. You know what time it is because I'm rhyming. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, hey, I'm going to be solo for a moment or two and then hoping some peeps will jump on in here. Oh my God, SWA, we got to start to play. Hey, don't just come in as a listener, come in as a speaker. There is so much going on, but you know, I got to get the universal greeting. I just get at it. And I'm telling you, people, I'm not messing about. I'm not messing about. So you know how I do it. You know how I do it. Okay. Okay. So let me get on it. Yeah, there's some stuff I got to do in the background, but you know what I got to do in the front ground? I just like to make up words, to be honest with you. Hey, here we go. Beijing, ni hao. London, hello, top of the morning to you. Los Angeles, hey. Paris, bonjour. Comment t'appelles-tu? Comme si, comme ça. You know, I'm trying to learn Francais. I'm watching something new now. Absolutely. I'm watching the Tour de France. The Tour de France. Oh my God, it is so amazing. I get to learn Francais and I get to see the beautiful Paris. Let me tell you, the scenery, the camera angles, quite outstanding, quite outstanding. Okay. So stick around. We're going to have some fun. There's a lot of stuff happening out there in the world. Where did I leave off? Lisbon. Hola. Yeah. Hola, Lisbon. Hey, I know something great is going to happen in Lisbon. That's June. There's going to be a conference out in Lisbon. We will get to that. But, you know, it's still April here. You got some time to get ready for that wonderful NFT conference out in Lisbon. Hong Kong, hello. Absolutely. Hello, Hong Kong. Sweden, hey. Toronto, good day, eh? Tokyo, konnichiwa. And I got Turkey in there because Turkey is doing a lot. Yeah, do some more Turkey. You love the stamp. Merhaba, merhaba. Hey, if I didn't get your native tongue, please come on and just let me know. And then I'll get your native tongue in there. Okay. Listen, I am true to art. Yes. I like to think of myself as so crypto. This is the Universe Wallet. It's an indexer. It's an explorer. It's a marketplace. You can do minting. Where can you do it? All on BitcoinUniverse.io. BitcoinUniverse.io. Listen, there's so much stuff going on, but I got to tell you this. It's unleashing Bitcoin's full potential, making the Universe Wallet your all-in-one solution to manage all your assets in one place. You can got full support for BRC20, Dust20, TAP, DMT, Runes, LRC20, Lambda, SRC20, Stamp. And you know what? I know Unisat said bye-bye Atomicals, but guess what? No, no, no. The universe said, Atomicals, we got you. We got you, okay? Yeah, and they did one of the chest pumps too, okay? Hey, I am being kooky because I want to have fun today. Now, before we get started, listen, helpful reminder, this is not financial advice. Please do your own research. Yeah, how do you do research? Well, you got to ask questions, people. You have to ask questions. The first question that I have for you, peeps, where's your water? Okay, I have an empty glass here, so hang on a second. I got an empty glass. One moment. That's right. You want to hear my water? Hey, don't go anywhere, people. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, that's right. Become a speaker. Don't go anywhere because we're going to get it. We're going to have a ton of fun and we're going to show you how Stamp is the champ. Hear that? Yeah, that's water. I don't know where your mind's at, but that's water, okay? Exactly. Now, do you have a blood pressure monitor? Please get a blood pressure monitor. Do not play, okay? Because you need your health, okay? Your greatest wealth is what? Your health. Now, please. That rhymes, but it's really true. Okay, so third question is, what have you done for yourself lately? Yeah, seriously, mirror check. There's so much going on everywhere over the entire globe, okay? And people are calling you. They're asking you for this, asking you for that. But guess what? The person that needs the most help, come closer, is you. Yeah, you need the most help, okay? And you got to get everything right. You got to get your health right. You got to get your money right. You got to get right. And once you're right, then that's when you'll have more that you can help others with. Okay. But you got to focus on you first. I don't know why they're telling us to focus on everybody else. I mean, we need help too. Okay, people. So let me get at it. Let's see who's out there. Oh my goodness, I see some wonderful folks out there. I see the Bitcoin Ape. I see Sadie Riggs, and oh, I see another speaker here. Ah, very good. At LIZHIHNG 2525. Good to see you. Your microphone is muted for now, but did you want to unmute yourself? Because I've never heard from you before. Let's see if LIZHIHANG 2525 wants to maybe unmute yourself and say hi. We're here to talk about stamp SRC20. Okay, let's see if the Bitcoin Ape wants to get in on here. And sir, you are unmuted. I will introduce you, sir. You are pretty big within the space. Yes, the Bitcoin Ape. He is the evangelist for all of Stamp, really. And I'm telling you, he's doing a ton of stuff. Welcome, sir. What do you have for us today? What can you tell us about Bitcoin?
Ça va?
What is going on in Bitcoin?
Hey, yes. Hello. Hello, everyone. GM. Thank you to the art for this great pace again. Yeah, so Bitcoin. What's coming now? I think what is doing Trump? I think it's termflation right now. But Bitcoin is always there now. It's like 2.5, 2.2% today, up at close to 87,000 US dollars. So it's quite good. Um, I think now today, as Trump say, is a liberation day, but also is Bitcoin day because I think Bitcoin will do quite well for today. I don't know for the months to come. Frankly speaking, with all the these tariff wars, started by Trump, and now other countries are following. Let's see what will happen for the next to come. For sure, there is the good news and the bad news. The bad news, let's say that the next months will be quite hard for, the crypto space. I definitely believe that. But the good news is that it's a good time to accumulate because now everything is quite down. Everything is at the bottom, so it's a great time to accumulate because for sure, following this trading, war, one day or another, you will have to stop, and they will need liquidity, on the market, and liquidity will flow on the market because why they will need liquidity? Because I'm truly convinced that some countries, not only the US, but are looking a recession, are looking to create a recession. Why? Because we are, and for some years now, we are living in a everything bubble. What I mean by everything bubble, it's a everything bubble. Everything, all the price quite high right now, like real estate, the financial assets, the stock market, and bonds, the rates as well, interest rates. We got an inflation in the commodity markets. So I think everything is quite, high right now. And if you want to, for large economies, for sure, if you like to get a strong comeback, you need, to, unfortunately, to get a recession. And what that bring, like a weak, a weak dollar, With that means everything that you export will be quite cheap for other countries, and with the recession, you will get a low interest rate. And this is what the Trump administration is trying to get, because right now the Fed and the Trump administration are at war. The Fed don't want to lower the interest rate, but this is what Trump administration want. And with that kind of low interest rate, we'll get more liquidity, because the money will be quite cheap. And for sure, when the money is quite cheap, the investors are floating on risk assets like the crypto, Bitcoin, and all the risky assets, for sure. Even now, Bitcoin is not that much a risky asset; it's more like a stable asset, like gold, you can say. So I think quite bearish, frankly speaking. I have to be frank that, in my opinion, that we have to be bearish for the short term, but for the midterm, like let's say for the next 6 to 12 months, I'm quite bullish, because massive liquidity will get back on the market. So great time to accumulate, folks, for sure, for some Bitcoin, for some SRC20 like STEM, Kevin, like Bitcoin stems art as well, or everything around Bitcoin, because the masses are coming. The masses are coming, folks, because they are quite fed up with meme coins or any other like inflated assets. The money now is on Bitcoin in the and is ecosystem. So good time to be there. We are very early now in this market. So great time to be there today out.
Wow, you heard that. Whew, I love your knowledge, let me tell you. That's pretty incredible. I got a couple questions, but I kind of like to see if somebody else wants to get in here. We've got
Yeah.
Mr. Uh, Dipma, Mr. Dipma Crypto, real-time crypto analysis. Oh my God, get on in here. And let's see, your ticket to
Hello,
freedom.
hello.
Invest. Okay, you're here, Mr. Dipma. Come on in.
I
Hello.
cannot, I cannot understand. I'm from China.
Yeah, I think it's Chinese. They don't understand why
Okay,
today
this is
out.
this is actually at LIZHI HNG 2525 is speaking. So, can you understand what we are sharing with you?
I'm I'm not very good at speak English. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, you know what? We thank you for just sharing your voice, and good vibes coming from you. Very good vibes. So thank you for just speaking. We appreciate that. Let me just head over to Mr. Dipma Crypto. Are you gonna unmute yourself to jump into this conversation? Okay, well, while we're waiting for that, looks like you've posted something interesting here. Just in 87,000 Bitcoin. Is that what we're doing now? We're jumping up to the 87,000.
Yeah, 87 now. Great, good. You know, I think the right now Bitcoin is doing quite good. I think it's quite stable. 87, maybe. We can be surprised. I don't know. The market, the financial market, and even more the crypto market is quite. Like you got a lot of surprise in this in this market, even in the crypto, because now Bitcoin is like um, lifeboat for some countries. I definitely believe that is a lifeboat. for some countries who are looking for like a neutral money, because Bitcoin is a neutral money compared to the dollar, the euro, yuan, or anything else, you know. And when you are a small country, you know, when you are, you know, a small country, I think it's quite great, you know, to get Bitcoin and to get like a strategic reserve of Bitcoin. Um, because for sure, most of the country now are waiting what, you know, like China, US, or large country are doing with Bitcoin. And they will follow, and for sure, they will use the framework of the strategic reserve made in the US right now to make their own strategic reserve, because small country need, you know, Bitcoin as a neutral money in this multipolar world. Or I don't like multipolar world, I prefer to say multi alignment world, you know, as the small countries says. You know, they are multi aligned, they are not with a side or another, you know, you get the interest from another country, from another country. I think there is a world where we are going, and it's a big play for, I think it's a good play for Bitcoin, that kind of world, you know, uh, for that kind of countries. So for sure, I think now is a lifeboat for most of the country, or even, you know, people or companies to invest in Bitcoin. So, and it shows also that Bitcoin is quite stable, you know, after this, you know, trade war today and all the tariffs, you know, made by Trump right now. Uh, I didn't expect that Bitcoin would be at 87. So great surprise and great great for the crypto space in the overall.
Well, do you think that some like we've got a tug of war here? We've got those who feel that you know, this libertarian announcement is going to be favorable, and that's just going to shoot us past the moon and beyond. And then we've got others that are quite cautious and are waiting for every word that 47 might say, because he has been known to say a couple of things that can change the market. Okay, so what are your thoughts? Is he going to just release the bull, or is he going to still play a little bit? Because he's been doing some playing, I'll tell you. Yesterday, or even the day before, he was even, you know, reporters had asked him, okay, so what about these tariffs? And they named a couple countries, and he says, who told you that? It's for everybody. And they said, what do you mean everybody? He's like, the tariffs are on everybody. So he's gonna tariff the whole entire world. So I mean, are we gonna get some of that? What do you think we're gonna get with this libertarian announcement? What are your thoughts there? What's he gonna do? Do you know?
Yeah, it did, you know, like, you know, now it's a war against the world, Trump. But I think, you know, he's playing, you know, he's a businessman, you know what he's doing. He's no, he know that in the negotiation he got, you know, the power and the balance of power is in his side. So for sure now he's trying to 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 make like a pressure some countries and say, look, you know, now you have to buy maybe some bonds or treasury, U.S. treasury market, sorry, treasury bonds from the U.S. You have to buy some debt and etc. Or we will, you know, you will not have access to the largest, you know, consumer market in the world, that is in the U.S. right now, and in very well know that, you know. So that's why. You know what he's doing, and some country for sure we will follow. Maybe they will negotiate and or buy some debt, U.S. debt, or maybe investing in the country in the U.S. So this is play for sure. You know, for sure. Some people will say that is nationalism. Some other will say it's prote, prote, proc, prote, protection of the economy, but
Protectionism?
protectionism, indeed, yeah,
Yeah.
protectionism, and let's see what will happen, for sure. But as a crypto, point of view, I think that now is showing the power of Bitcoin and a decentralized network. It shows that we really need now a decentralized, money like Bitcoin for some country and many smallest countries. Because with Bitcoin now and decentralized money, they can have their own play as well. But now, regarding this tariff, I think it will be quite tough for the months to come, for sure. But it's a play, and let's see what will happen in the months to come. Now, if it could be quite tough, but I don't think so. I know that there is a huge interest, huge money at stake right now with that kind of tariffs. So for sure they will find a way to work and to work together and negotiate what kind of deal they will get, because Trump says that he wants deals. So now he's showing he's like a poker man. He's playing his game, and maybe he's bluffing, or let's see what will happen. But for sure now it's a good play, frankly speaking. Now and let's see what will other country will play during this poker game.
Well, you said something important. You said he's playing some poker. Okay, he's doing the gambler, people, and you know the song. You gotta know when to hold, know when to hold, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough to counting when the dealing's done. Yeah, I just sang a song, okay? That's right. I'm singing a song because he is the
Nice
gambler,
one.
people. Yeah, listen. Hey, I'm a little bit hyped. I will tune it down a little bit because it is a serious time. But you have to understand, based on your research, you're going to maybe be a little bit bearish, based on your research. Where are you getting your information from? This may not be a time right now where you feel like, laughing, where you feel like joking. But you got to understand, people, based on your research, that's going to animate your behavior or not. Okay. And I've done my research, and yeah, the DT is out there doing what he's doing. But I kind of believe that this businessman has a plan. Now, is that plan going to work for everybody? Obviously, we're seeing not. Okay, we're seeing not. But is it going to work in the long haul? Let's wait and see. But know that there is some hope out there. Okay, so before you get caught up in the headlines, come on over here and learn how Bitcoin is hope. Yeah, Bitcoin is hope. There's so much happening in the space. And, it all relates back to if something happens in one area, it relates to another area. So let me just take us to that area. Hey, did you hear about Liquidium? What's going on there?
What's happened?
Oh, let me
Tell
tell you.
us.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. So listen, yeah, we're here to talk about stamp. So just control yourselves, okay? If I just mention another protocol, do not go cray on me, all right? So listen, people, here's what's happening, okay? Liquidium, yeah, Liquidium Bitcoin DeFi. You can actually go and take a look at their X page. So it's at LIQUIDIUMFI. Okay, so I guess that's Liquidium Finance. Okay, so it says, we hope you find this thread insightful. Well, here's what they're doing. I'm going to break it down for you. They're bringing liquidity to the Bitcoin ecosystem. Yes, they're bringing liquidity to the Bitcoin ecosystem. Now, they're specifically doing it okay, for runes, okay? But hang on, Stamp folks, hang on, okay? Don't, you know, sometimes if I don't say Stamp, just calm down, okay? Calm down. So they're bringing out some. Now they've done this for quite some time now, but these loans that they're offering. Now, you know what I feel about loans, okay? You know, how do I feel about loans? Anybody want to pipe in here and tell me how Trudy feels about loans?
Tell us.
Anybody? Okay, well, I'll reserve how I feel about loans for a moment, just to tell you that, listen, this is what these guys are doing, and I mean, they're quite good at it, and they're quite, I guess, well received in the Bitcoin space. Okay, so there's a lot of excitement, but I would just caution anybody with the borrowing. Obviously, with borrowing, there's risks, okay? But here's how these loans have worked in the past. So in the past, if you wanted to become the lender, the lender, be the head and not the tail, okay? Ancient text says you should be the head and not the tail. I mean, the head has the brain, okay? The tail just tail has to do what the head tells it to do. Okay, so the lender would basically issue a loan, okay, and then the borrower they would issue the liquidity for the loan. So let's say you had in the example that they were giving, say 10,000 dog go to moon token, okay, and you wanted to maybe borrow against your dog go to moon. So the lender sets up the loan, and then the borrower then has to come back and sign, or the other way around. So there was like a two-step process. There was a setup of the loan, and then you had to come back and sign the loan. So long story short, it was very clunky, okay? And I believe you can lend up to 80% of your runes holdings, okay? And there's also lending against your ordinals as well. So if you've got some of those PFPs, some of those bigger projects like, you know, the wizards, the pups, or the quantum cats, because those things are, you know, they're up there in the price, right? So you can get access to some liquidity. Maybe those things are down and you're kind of wanting to jump into something else. Liquidium says we can do that. Now what they're doing, because they're building this over the railways of ICP, which allows them to create these wonderful contracts that makes things a lot smoother. So now once the loan is set up, there's no longer a waiting period where the second signature has to be initiated, and then you got to wait for the next step. No, it's instant. It's instant, okay? They're doing instant loans, and it looks like 80% loan of value for your runes, for your ordinals. So that's going to bring tremendous liquidity to the space. My question would be, what do you think would happen? Is that good? First of all, is that good? And do you think Stamp could benefit from something like that? Okay, because I got a little bit more, but let me kind of slow down a little bit. What are your thoughts on Liquidium bringing instant loans immediately? You can just get some money. Sounds like one of those payday loans, one of those money marts or something. Sorry, people. I always bring up the real world stuff. What are your thoughts on the Liquidium loans? I mean, I didn't share that much with you, but it's just basically instant loans on your PFPs and your coins on Bitcoin.
Frankly, I didn't know about that. So that Liquidium, like bringing like liquidity for runes, but it could be great for like kind of loans on for stamps. It will bring new users, and for sure liquidity in the market, because that's what we expect and need right now. Like liquidity for for the SRC20 market, and for sure this loan could flow on the SRC20 and stamps because they are the most immutable and permanent Bitcoin assets. So you are like on a safe haven with stamps and SRC20, a Bitcoin ecosystem safe haven with stamps and SRC20. So I I would expect that kind of of instrument of services for SRC20 and stuff in the future. For why not? So let's see what Liquidium will do in the next for his next move after runs. Maybe it could be stamps SRC20. So let's ask them as well. Maybe some partnership and how we can work with them because it's another way to bring liquidity uh, in the market. So definitely, quite great, service from Liquidium.
Well, their CEO and co-founder, CEO and co-founder of Liquidium. His name is Robin, and he's at Robin_Liquidium. And here's what he says. Obviously, he's going to say this tweet that he sent out on the 31st. He says, "You spent 0.2 BTC on a Taproot wizard. Wizard floor goes down. You're wrecked. Unless," this is what he's saying, "you borrow Bitcoin against it on Liquidium. If the floor recovers, repay the loan and win." Please. If not, you keep the borrowed BTC. Now that's risk management.
Oh,
That's what he's saying.
yeah,
So interesting that this is coming aboard. And you and I talk about this all the time. We talk about, the fact that anything that's happening in TradFi is going to make its way over here to Bitcoin. And yeah, these guys have been here for a while, but now they're improving the loan. It's instant. And, the thing that I must say about crypto is you don't have to do a credit check. You don't need an employment check. You don't need references. There's 5 C's in lending and you need none of them. Okay. There's no character references or none of that. It's just, do you have the asset? Boom, we can lend you. Now that's going to change things, right?
definitely. Like bringing like that kind of loans. I think now, I don't know if you agree, to that, but everyone, everybody in the market, every companies, every crypto companies, or even more, than the crypto company, want to be a bank, want to make loans, borrow money, and insane. I think like insane, that kind of move. But this is where we are going. Everyone will be a bank. Maybe me and you will be a bank as well. Thanks to the crypto and the blockchain now that you can also like and it's right now available. You can like uh, borrow money or USDT or USDC with your NFTs now. So it's coming on Bitcoin. It's quite great, and this is the most secure and most immutable ecosystem in the market. So I think this is great. Something huge, is coming with that kind of new product, loan for your Bitcoin or maybe your stamps or then your stamps art as well. So we are only at the start, very very early, of course, but I think could be massive in the close future.
Well, that's
Maybe even like borrowing your some USDT or USDC against your stamps art or NFT Pepe stamps or your stamp as 20 or Kevin. Could be possible. Maybe it's crazy right now, but with the mass adoption that's coming in the market, why not?
well,
Could be great, and even any market,
I'll tell you, this is going to be a big benefit to the universe. Okay, so I'm going to shill for them a little bit. Here's why I'm going to do it, because it's relevant. So if you go to the bitcoinuniverse.io, you're going to be able to see some tools that'll help you. But you know what? I think that the Bitcoin universe is kind of excited about the news of the Liquidium. And why? Because they've been working on a runes copy trading bot. That is right, a runes copy trading bot for all of you folks. Yeah. So listen, if you are not, if you're a novice, okay, if you're not comfortable with trading and you want to get access to some of the potential, I say potential because it's not a guarantee, of winning trades, then you can copy the trades of which, by the way, because the liquidity is coming in, we're probably going to see more brisk trading happening in the coming days, in the coming weeks, as this instant loan from Liquidium takes off, because obviously the market is going to be injected with more liquidity, and people like to play with leverage. But you know how I feel, okay? But hey, you're all adults, do what you got to do. So as this is gonna give some opportunities here, the copy trading bot is going to be really interesting. Okay, so the Bitcoin universe has a runes copy trading bot, and they're partnering with .swap at ._swap. In fact, big event is going to happen tonight. We're going to see the co-founder of the Bitcoin universe jumping onto a space call tonight. Yes, it is going to happen at, oh my God, hold on here. Let me just make sure that I'm not going cuckoo here. 1 second. Yeah, okay. So because it's UTC, 1:30 a.m. UTC, that's going to happen today at 6:30 p.m. 6:30 p.m. PST. Okay, so who's going to be on this call? It's going to be .swap. It's going to be Leather's going to be there. Orange Pill app is going to be there. Sats Terminal is going to be there. Rune Mine is going to be there, and the universe is going to be there. So make sure you jump into that. And I'm going to actually send this to you, Bitcoin Ape, and then you can just pin this at the top. So folks, if you want to become a part of that, then make sure you jump onto that call. Okay. So you know what I can say? There's a ton of stuff happening. Like my head spins. Okay. You go to sleep, you wake up, and it's moving fast in crypto currently. So I wouldn't just be waiting on the president's word. I would probably be trying to figure out how you're going to set yourself up. Yesterday I talked about why I think the art, specifically the art, is going to be the way that you can win. And I feel that there's going to be massive liquidity coming into the art space on Bitcoin. And I actually, proposed an idea where, like, if I had an art budget, 80% of my art budget would go to stamp, and say 20% to runes. And then I was sharing why, the 80-20, and why I thought stamps versus runes would be kind of the way to go. Because the immutability of stamps is going to be incredibly important to art collectors that are like deep into art and what it means. And it's art is a deep connection for them. And they hodl collections, and they're serious about, creating their own stockpile of art. And so they're going to want the immutability piece. So the stamp piece is going to be incredibly important. And the fact that it's on Bitcoin, it's going to make it even more rare. Remember when the NFTs first came out, it was all on ETH. Okay. It was all on ETH, but now it's on Bitcoin. So this is going to be a whole new world here. Okay. And the ordinal stuff is going to be important too, because the ordinal stuff is like token art. It's like the Degen art. I know there's some There's some abstracts and there's some serious artists also on ordinals. But I got to say, a lot of the stuff is the PFP stuff, again, the wizards, the pups, the quantum cats. There's the OMB. There's based angels, all of that sort of stuff, right? So it's going to be interesting because you're going to be able to borrow from that with the Liquidium, and you're now seeing that that's going to open up new opportunities in Bitcoin for sure. Yeah.
Indeed, and like massive opportunities are coming. And by the way, did you see the massive news that nobody's talking about?
Ooh, tell us.
It's
We like
like
that.
about Fidelity launch a no-fee retirement plan for the U.S. adult to invest in Bitcoin. And when we know that the largest hedge funds in the world are, like hedge funds managing, the U.S. retirement money of, the people who are retiring in the U.S. So I think it's massive. And the thing is, it's showing that all the piece of the puzzle now are step by step, piece by piece, um, like, all the pieces of the puzzle now are ready to, to get um, on the puzzle, if I can say, on the Bitcoin puzzle. And it's showing that now Bitcoin is like an asset of the future and a stable asset because now people are buying some Bitcoin for their retirement plan. I think if I was saying that maybe only 1 year or 2 years ago, that people will buy Bitcoin for their retirement plan. People will say that we are crazy or I'm crazy, but now it's happening. And it's not happening with, like a small bank or, a bank or, a financial institution like nobody knows. It's one of the largest institution in the world that is bringing that on the table. So we all know that, the big move are made by, like massive institution like that. So, and this is only the start. And Bitcoin is only at 87. So think about that when more and more people will buy BTC for their retirement plan, not only in the US but over in all around the world. Think about where Bitcoin will be, the price will be, and if we will still get enough Bitcoin for that kind of retirement plan. So it's massive. I really think that sometimes massive like news are coming from anywhere and nobody are talking about that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And you said the price is going to be massive. I can tell you that there's some predictions here by the end of the year by the BitMEX, the former founder Arthur Hayes, who a lot of people, by the way, follow. And he's saying that Bitcoin is on its way to the 250. Why? Because we're going to see. Okay, today we're going to see some information coming out, and we're eventually. He's saying, we're going to see the money printers go, brrr, yeah. And why are they going to go? Brrr, because they're going to need to stimulate this economy, and they're going to need to get things going. So I would say that this is the time if you're serious about stacking sats. Start thinking in a collector's mindset. Why? Because we as the humans, okay, and we're not even talking about the AI yet because they're going to get in on the action too. Rarity is going to be a pretty big deal, and people love collecting stuff. Okay, so in the real world, as they call it, because digital assets are going to be pretty big, and we're seeing it happening now. I'm going to talk about some stuff related to ETH, but I'll relate it back to here because There's this realms of ether swept in last 24 hours. I see a tweet here from HNFT Pepe. So I'll talk about that in a sec. But what do people like to collect? Okay. Yeah, we got to relate it back to the TradFi space so that you can start to connect the dots, people. People collect books, okay? They collect coins. They collect stamps. Haha, get it? Stamps, but they literally, in the real world, they collect stamps. And we've got art called stamps, and that's the size of almost a postage stamp. And listen, there's so much opportunity within the stamp art, and I'll get to that, okay? People collect postcards. They collect antiques. They collect autographs, baseball cards, bookmarks. Yeah, bookmarks. Just think of this. Like, we're so wired for collecting, okay? Do you know people collect bottle caps? Bottle caps, literally, okay? People collect miniature cars. They collect dolls. People collect Pokemon. Oh my God, you got to catch them all. So do you not think that that fever is going to come to the digital world? Yeah, it's going to come to the digital world, which brings me to this. Listen to this. This is by HNFT Pepe. He is an artist, by the way, in the stamp movement. I want to tell you that he's one of the artists that I believe is going to be, or is very important to the space, and people should really go and study him and study his art, which is Compressionism, okay? And he has to work, as all the other artists do, within the file constraints of stamp. And I think for a collector, they like that. They like this ideal of there being this creative piece of art that they get to own. And not only that, but it's on the railways of stamp, which is immutable. It's glued to Bitcoin. I've heard you, Bitcoin Ape, refer to it as Bitcoin is the bigger brother and stamp is the little brother, okay? So think of it the way that it works for you, but it's on top of Bitcoin. When art popped off before, it was all on ETH. And we keep telling you this, people. ETH is on a AWS, okay? Amazon Web Server, okay? If a project shuts down, you can lose access to all your wonderful, beautiful NFTs. But in the meantime, okay, here's what HNFT Pepe says, because this is a pretty big deal. He says 5 at realm of ether swept in the last 24 hours, okay? Check out the floor on one of the first ever play to earn 2017 gems, okay? Also created a few days after Ether rocks. And they have a DAO with 6 figures in funds to buy an IRL castle for holders, okay? So some of these are going for, let's see, there's 0.74 ETH, 2 ETH, 2.05 ETH. And listen, you're not getting the castle, people. This is the NFT. Okay, people aren't playing here. Like this is a big deal. There are people that are just so bullish about this. They're so excited. Why? Because listen, in December 2017, one of the first primitive play to earn P2E games on Ethereum blockchain was deployed. Its name was Realms of Ether, published by an anonymous developer. The first version deployed to Ethereum allowed players to mint fortress, upgrade those fortresses, and sell them for Ether to capitalize on their in-game victories and a value appreciation from its game upgrades. Unfortunately, the game was never completed and lay dormant for years until a group of self-proclaimed NFT and archaeologists see, they're getting the TradFi words here, people. The archaeologists uncovered the vintage contract in August of 2021. The game attracted so much attention that within days, all 500 fortresses were minted, establishing a small and exclusive. Do you hear the word exclusive? Listen to the words, because this is where you can actually benefit, okay? People love exclusivity. People love rarity. People love to be a part of something that the rest of us aren't. There's 7 billion people. There's 21 million Bitcoin, okay? And now we're putting art on Bitcoin. And this is on Ether, okay? How much ETH is there out there? Just zillions and billions of it, and it's on a centralized exchange. So keep that in mind. So listen, they're establishing a small and exclusive community of people that owned a piece of an original P2E game and one of the first Ethereum games. Okay. After the rediscovery, keep this in mind, rediscovery, those NFT archaeologists attempted to make contact with the original developer through every medium possible, Reddit, GitHub, email, mediums, blah, 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 to no avail. They wanted to see the original game completed, but it became apparent after weeks of reaching out that the developer was nowhere to be found. Eager to pick up where the original developer left off, the community, rallied around his or her initial vision to bring realms of ether to life. Hey, I am reading that in a Bitcoin space because I want to tell you, like, the passion that is out there for collecting, the passion that is out there for being a part of, you know, these rare kind of interesting communities. And if you don't think, if you can't make the connection right now, because that's on ETH, what can Bitcoin do? What Bitcoin can actually do for you, because you see, I mean, people, 0.74 ETH, 2 ETH. Okay, I that's insane. That's insane. Okay, and these things are selling out, and that means there's an appetite out there for collecting. That means there's an appetite out there for collecting. Right now, because of everything I think you said, Bitcoin Ape, like with everybody being cautious about what's about to happen, what's Bitcoin going to do because of 47's, oh boy, 47's rhetoric. People aren't really taking this time to go out and find the gems. And personally, I'm telling you right now, in my opinion, the art on Bitcoin, specifically Bitcoin, I did not say ETH. I'm sure they're going to do well too. They've got their projects. The art on Bitcoin is going to be big. And if I, you know, in my opinion, was budgeting for art on Bitcoin, I would look at 80% to stamps. 80% to stamps, because stamps has some of what this project has. This castle, this Ethereum castle, this whole project, stamp has those qualities and more. Okay. Why? Because stamp is the only data immutable storage protocol. All of your art on the rails of stamp, which collectors love, is going to be secured. Yeah, it's going to be secured. So I would be gem hunting right now. It's almost like, okay, can you imagine if you went in your attic and you found a copy of the Constitution from 1867, okay? Can you imagine? Okay. All of the stuff that was saved from the Golden Age, from the Gilded Age, if you've got that in your attic, you better get ready and get into the line at the Antiques Roadshow. Okay. I don't know if some of you know what that is, but a lot of people find stuff in their attic from their grandparents and their great grandparents. And because we love collecting, those items are very expensive. Those items can actually, you know, help you at a time like this. And we're saying, at least I'm saying, think of like the stuff that's happening right now as the opportunity to get a copy of the Constitution, get one of those objects, one of those pieces of art that people are going to want in the future, because nobody at that time was thinking about, I'm going to save this because the people in the future will want it. Okay, I'm just trying to get us to start thinking about this differently. Jump in here, Bitcoin Ape, or anybody who wants to jump in here.
Definitely to the article that you know, stamp RSRC 20, you know, will be very valued in the months and years to come, you know, because the more we are going, you know, in months and years, the more we are, you know, working in this crypto space, the more, you know, these stamps and SRC20 are showing their, you know, power and immutable and permanent power. And for sure, you know, it will be value in the years to come. First, because I'm I'm truly convinced that we will show in the next 12 months a supply shock for Bitcoin. until they conventionalize, it will happen. In the next 12 to maybe 24 months, 1 to 2 years, we will see a supply shock of Bitcoin. And also, we will see, stamp and as SRC20, make a massive uptrend. Of course, from different region, from Asia and I think the US, because um, we are seeing in the US all the piece of the puzzle for to get a very strong crypto industry are now ready to be involved in this massive bull run that is coming. Um, we see that now the banks are don't need any uh, regulation, or they don't need to get like a go from the government. um, so they can now bring their crypto services to their clients. We see that now you can buy Bitcoin for your retirement plan, that the Trump administration is pushing for crypto. So all the pieces for of the puzzle for this market are ready to push for this massive super cycle that you are waiting. And basically now, if you add this supply shock that is coming on Bitcoin, and also that that easy buying in one click, the quickie buying coming from the states and maybe other countries that will follow, I think we will see a massive, uptrend for stamp and SRC20. Because as you mentioned, Julia, that people now are looking for valuable and really looking for valuable, assets on crypto. For sure, they will have a look on Bitcoin. Because first, we are very young industry. The Bitcoin ecosystem is very young, less than 2 years. Of course, we got counterparty in 2014, but unfortunately, it was not quite well known. But now we see a massive uptrend of this in Bitcoin ecosystem industry, and it's very, very, very young. What that means? Uh, that means that mass adoption is coming. We can't expect mass adoption in like a young industry like us, but all the pieces now are ready to get this mass adoption of stamps as 20, maybe ordinals and rules for sure as well. So it's not a warning, but people, uh, if you want to get the best investment of your life, of course it's not a financial advice, it's only my humble opinion and from my own research and analysis. But if you want to do it for you and maybe the next generation to come in your family, have a look on SRC20 and stamps. Maybe only invest 100 euro or $100, or maybe thousands if you can, or maybe 10,000 if this money is not the money that you really need. I think it's the right time to invest in this ecosystem, because this is where you will make it. You got a chance with Bitcoin. Now you got another chance with SRC20 and stamps, uh, digital art, SRC20. Uh, of course, I'm not chilling at all. It's only what I'm thinking and I'm convinced about. But also, I would like to bring more people in this market, um, and showing the power of this, you know, of this niche. But it will not, be a niche anymore. I think in the months and years to come. Um, and stamps and SRC20 will be in the mouth of everyone in a close, very close future, folks. So that's not a warning, but that's a welcoming in this new El Dorado, in this new continent, which is the Bitcoin cyberspace, the Bitcoin ecosystem.
Well, I love what you're saying, and I have to do something here. I have to thank you. I
Yeah,
thank you. Here's why I want to thank you. I want to thank you honestly for your knowledge, and thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. Because you said something, oh, I'm not shilling, but sir, we do have to shill. Here's why we have to shill, because uh, there's no money here for the commercials. We've got no VCs. There's no KOLs. There's nobody backing this. Stamp is the most organic of them all in Bitcoin. Literally organic. It is individuals that have a passion for the art, because as we know, without the art, there would be no stamp. Let me say that again. Without the art, there would be no stamp. Okay. There would be none of what we're doing right now. This space wouldn't even matter without the art. So, how did the art take off? Because, one individual shared with another individual, shared with another individual. It's organic. And are we at 1 million stamps yet? Are we at 1 million stamps?
very close. I think we are very close to the million.
Okay, so we're very close to the million. So you know what that means? That means that someone told to a friend, and they told to a friend, and so on and so on. Okay, so this idea of not shilling, I personally have to just do a little bit of a plug for shilling. Yeah, I'm going to plug shilling. People, we have to shill, and here's why: because the organic is the best way, and that is how Stamp is doing it. But do you understand when you do it organic, when it's just like, hey, yeah, no, I'm doing some art, and yeah, here's my, oh, let me check that out. And then the person that says, let me check it out, yeah, they'll check it out, a week from now, a month from now, but they end up checking it out. And then it's kind of like, oh, that's so cool. And then they might get involved and they might tell somebody else. But I'll tell you, there are professional shillers out here, professional shillers. And that's why I'm just going to now be honest, it's going to sound a little bit political here, but that's why BRC20 and the ordinals, that's why they have the amount of eyeballs and the mind share that they have, because they have 24/7 professional shillers. Okay. If you look at the CP timeline, they've got people there shilling that stuff all day long, and that's all they do. So if Stamp, like Stamp is doing a great job, and I think it's the best way because it's organic. But please, people, don't push at shilling, because shilling is important and it does work. Because if nobody knows about this wonderful thing that we're doing, it's either going to just take its time. It's not going anywhere. Stamp is here to stay. Okay, Stamp is here to stay. Let me say that again. Okay, it doesn't matter if it doesn't happen tomorrow or the next day or the next day or the next day. This is here to stay. But if you're wanting it to have the energy and the excitement that you have, you've got to share the energy and the excitement with somebody else. That's just how it works. So shilling works. It's not a dirty word. Shilling in the TradFi space is called commercials. Shilling in the TradFi space is called billboards. Okay, that's why you go to New York City and you look up in the sky and there's shilling everywhere in the sky. Okay, and people are so excited. They're like, "Oh my God, that's my favorite person wearing my favorite this or that." That's shilling. Okay, so I do believe that we underestimate the value of shilling. We've got to do it. And if you're not comfortable with it, then you're not comfortable with it. But certainly, if you're doing it, well, I thank you. I thank you, because we need shillers out here, let me tell you. And so, like, I'm just looking at Stamp right now, okay? And Stamp right now, okay, now I'm talking about the SRC20. It's like less than a lemonade, okay? You'd go to, in the hot summer, you'd buy a little glass of lemonade for probably 10 cents or 25 cents, maybe even $1. People, Stamp is at 1 cent. 1 cent. Okay. So Stamp SRC20 token is the name of the entire protocol. And for me, that matters because it's the name of the entire protocol. It's holding its own because, I mean, since the mint, you know, everybody's up. If you mint it, everybody's up. Okay. 1 cent today. So just for instance, you can pick up 10,000 stamp. Okay. 21.6 sats. And that's a total of 0.0022 BTC. Here's what I have to say for you. Okay. So that stamps in my opinion is kind of like owning a little piece of the Constitution, because stamp is the beginning of anything matters. And so owning stamp SRC20 is kind of like owning a little piece of that that game that I just talked about. Okay, that Realms of Ether. Why? Because people like the first, they like history. So the token itself becomes a part of the stamp's history. The stamp protocol is only going to continue, whether it's slowly or whether it picks up steam, but it's going to continue. It's not going anywhere. Why? Because of the tech. So I am going to be a shiller here, and I'm going to tell you, because of the tech, it's not going anywhere. And if you don't like the shilling, that's okay. You're allowed to not like stuff, but I'm allowed to do stuff. Okay. So I'm a shiller. How do you like that? Okay. Now let me go on. So stamp protocol is not going anywhere. It's an immutable data storage protocol. Stamp, which is a backronym according to the creator, Mike in space there, okay, stands for secure transferable artifacts maintained permanently. The story is already beautiful because people love stories, okay? Then you have all the wonderful artistry, which is fantastic because we can actually get into the art, okay? So then you have some, you know, people that they like to gamble and they want to be able, because gambling is a utility, so they start the tokens. Well, the first token, obviously, Kevin, very important, okay? Very important because first is first. And the name of the protocol is important. So I'm just building a case here for stamp. So think about this. Let's say that you look at stamp as being early. Being early for what? Being early for the story. Being early for the story. So what if you looked at it this way? I want to have a piece of that immutable data storage protocol. I want to collect some artifacts. I want to collect, because literally that's what the A stands for, the artifacts. I want to collect some artifacts. So what artifacts should I collect? Let me collect a little bit of the Kevin artifact, the Kevin token, because that's a part of the story. Let me collect the stamp. Okay. So what if everybody owned minimum 10,000 stamp? And what if they thought about owning that today as opposed to later when other collectors come in and they want the value of this protocol as well? Okay. So like I said, 10,000 today is at 0.0022 BTC. Okay. That's it. It's like 1 cent. If you don't have that to spend, then that means you do not have that to spend. Okay. If you do have that to spend, then that is something that you can look at, because I'm not making a promise that this is going to do anything tomorrow or the next day or the next day. What I'm trying to weave together for you is a real story, because everything is about stories, and everything is about the way we see value and the way we're wired for collecting. I honestly think that the tweet that I read from HNFT Pepe about the Realms of Ether, a dormant project that some collectors found, and now they're breathing life into that. And because of its rarity, they're jumping in and they're turning this thing into something very exciting. Stamp has all of that and more. So I would say that I am going to make a case for where, if you're going to come into Bitcoin, then learn how to collect some rare stuff. And the rarity is on top of SRC20, and it's on top of the art. So collecting at least 10,000 stamp, okay, and put that in your digital attic. Put that in your wallet, secure it, okay. Maybe put that in a cold storage. Yeah, the cold storage is like your attic, so put it away. Then collect some of the Kevin and put that away in cold storage. and then collect some of the art that you like, because this stuff is going to be the stuff that the future collectors, they come in and they want to collect. So that's why I'm going to shill. I am going to shill. Okay. I'm going to do it. And I'm taking my own advice, by the way. And this is not advice for you. This is just a food for thought, because I'm not saying to buy them because they're going to go up. I'm saying to consider them because of the collectability, the value that they will offer future people. What are your thoughts on that? And you know what? Push back, because we don't have to agree on anything. In fact, I'm not about that. I want to, iron sharpens iron. Like, give me another thought here. Maybe, you have a different way of looking at it.
But thinking about and today, and
Oh, I
by the
can't
way,
hear you. Can you come to? Okay, go ahead.
do you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, and by the way, Binance, they are, copying you. They are, did you see the last, the last post, about hydration time? Binance was thinking about you, Binance mode, hydration mode activated.
Sorry, can you send me that? Let's see. Did you
Yeah,
send me that?
I sent you the post. But by the way,
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, Binance just posted hydration mode activated, and they've got
I'm
their
glad
water.
to pin it,
We're,
amazing. You know, and by the way, regarding, the 10% stamp, SRC20 stamp, like accumulating that kind of, of level of stamp. I was thinking about that today. Amazing. I was thinking, yeah, some people are talking about changing their life, or looking for new investments, or how to make it on crypto. And I was thinking about why not, to to get or buy 10,000 stamp and getting on, secure on a cold wallet or ledger wallet, or maybe on, any other wallets. I think it could be, one of the great investment you are making, maybe in your or entire investment life. I think because this is the right time. This is
what's that? What's that beeping sound? There's a beeping sound going on.
this-
Okay, that beeping sound is gone.
you hear me?
Yeah, no, I can hear you. Go ahead. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you.
So yes, so indeed, uh, because it's not no financial advice, of course. It's not where you don't buy, any assets. Where uh, everybody's talking about, when you get a massive FOMO. But unfortunately, it's the human nature, and mainly, people in the human nature. 95% of the people are followers, and we can see always, that they are FOMOing and buying always at the top, and that's why, they can't make it in this space, and mostly in crypto space. So basically, if you would like to make it, for sure, you have to buy some not illiquid, assets, but some, undervalued assets where people are not talking about, but are, plenty of and massive, I can say, um, like, massive opportunity for in the future, and that's why I have to say now, no financial advice, but study stamp, SRS20, study the Bitcoin art, the stamps art, and maybe buy some, and we don't know, maybe in the future,
Yeah, and you know what? I personally think, this is just my opinion, Trudy Art's opinion. This has nothing to do with the universe. I mean, I just do the spaces. Okay, the universe is a platform that is all about, you know, the minting, the marketplace, the indexer, the explorer. Yeah, I'm shilling. Okay, I do that. But this is my opinion. I truly believe. Here's what I believe, that if you're coming to any space just to extract without giving value, then that's going to be an interesting way to do it. Okay, because I want to always be constructive with my words. That's an interesting way to do things. So you can come and extract, but listen, price is what you pay, value is what you get. And the price that I'm paying is my time and energy. Okay. Time and energy is way more valuable than anything. Okay. Because it's literally what we have as beings on this wonderful, beautiful earth. So I try to use my time and energy wisely for my mirror. So that is why I personally, I like to do my research that can help my future. I tend not to spend my time and energy into things that are going to bankrupt me. Okay. So, what does that mean? That means that I am going to actually put the time and the energy into things that I think will build value. So, that is why I am here specifically in Bitcoin. And that is why I spend a great amount of time looking at the protocol of Stamp, because I think there's value in it. And this is just this is not a, well, again, this is my opinion, but if you're coming here thinking, okay, I'm going to wait for Stamp to get listed on Binance, I'm going to wait for my Stamp art to go to $1 million the next day, that's something that you can do. But then just think about how taxing is that to your mental health? How taxing is that to your time and energy if that's the only reason that you've come aboard? It's going to be challenging when day after day comes. And as we know in crypto currently, that's not how it works. If you look at Bitcoin, when Bitcoin started in 2009, Bitcoin was actually being given out freely. Okay. And many were ignoring it. They were handing out tokens on campuses, okay, college campuses, university campuses, and they were even handing out Bitcoin freely to people that would kind of help in with the CAPTCHA and stuff like that. You could turn on the tap and you could earn some free Bitcoin. People weren't doing it. They were having seminars, and within these seminars, they had, you know, chairs for 100 people, and literally 3 people showed up. Okay, and then over time, you know, it grew to more than that small ideal, and then people kept sharing it. But it took years. It took years, and then there were people that thought, "Oh my goodness, my Bitcoin is now it was at 0 and now it's at $2. I'm going to leave now." And that's fine. They left. Oh, no, I hear you. You're here. So
I didn't have a battery, you know. I didn't see my laptop, my phone, you know, switch off because I didn't see that you don't have, you know, battery anymore. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just kind of going through this whole kind of ideal that, you know, price is what you pay, value is what you get, and the price that I'm paying, that I choose to pay, is my time and energy in the space. Because a lot of times I think that when you come into things, you have to ask, why are you here? And some people are here because it's like, oh, I heard Stamp was going to be listed on Binance. I heard Stamp is, you know, tomorrow I'm going to be a millionaire. It's like, if that's why you're here, then it could get a little bit challenging for you, because if it doesn't happen tomorrow or the next day or the next day, it's taxing. Yeah, like tax. Who likes to pay tax? Well, what it does to your health, it taxes your mental state, because you're like, oh, didn't happen. Hope it happens tomorrow. Didn't happen. Hope it happens tomorrow. That's people. Like I said, people have been here since 2009. 2009. And there are people that saw the value of Bitcoin. Bitcoin was more than for them price going up. Bitcoin was truly the freedom technology. It was the peer-to-peer. Okay. I've got my sister, my brother, my mother, my father across the planet, and I need to get some, some funds to them. I need to be able to send them some currency. Okay. The Bitcoin currency that they could then take and, sell it and get the local currency so that they could buy whatever they needed. That's pretty powerful, because in the TradFi world, if you want to send money across the globe, you have to go to one of the TradFi portals like Western Union. You got to go to the bank and use their SWIFT system. So it's based on their hours. Bitcoin is 24/7. Like, so my thing is, like, I'm asking myself, why am I here? I'm here because of the tremendous value that Bitcoin has. And I'm here because of the ability to have that value within my hand, within my wallet. So I'm just kind of observing that sometimes when you get into something, you get all excited about, when's it going to be listed? When's it going to be listed? I wouldn't work that way. I would look at the underlying thing that you own. What is the value of the thing that you own, and share the value? This is not like Amway. Sorry, did I say that? It's not like a multi-level thing where it's like the more people you get in, people are important, but it's not the more people that you get in, it's the understanding of the people. Okay? This is not like, we're not selling something that you tell a friend and then you'll go up and then you're going to earn like a level up, and then we'll go to this wonderful conference later on where we'll be clapping, and because you're one of the top leaders. There's no leader in this. Nobody's a leader in Stamp. Everybody is their own individual. And which brings me to even the fact that people think Mike in Space is the person that should be leading the way here. He is just an art lover, and he is, what in my mind, a maverick. And his maverickness is why Stamp exists today. And I think we should build on that spirit and share the value of the stamp, as opposed to it's going to go to $1 million tomorrow. What happens with value over time, it just builds, just like this realms of ether. Okay, laid dormant for a bit, and imagine if you had that in your wallet today. Okay, you minted that for for a couple cents or dollars, and then you look now and it's like, oh, people are rediscovering the value of that. And then you can kind of take that and make something much bigger than what you thought it was going to be. So I don't know. I just think that there doesn't have to be anything, because you could do whatever you want. But have you asked yourself that question? How do you build value in a space? How do you build value? Is your value going to be like, okay, I'm going to share this every day? That's good. Okay. So then what are you sharing every day? What are you sharing every day? Are you sharing that Binance is going to list this? Like, what are you doing? What are your thoughts here, anybody, Bitcoin 8?
Yes, indeed. You have, I think there is different point of view, of course. I'm not against the folks who are waiting the Binance listing. It could be bring up, of course, and I'm not chilling or not financial wise, but I really hope that in the future and close future that we will get Binance listing some stamps, art, and for sure some SRC20 token. But now, of course, the market's quite depressed, frankly speaking. Of course, we still have the eyes from the big boys, but mainly, I really think that if you want to invest on Stamp and SRC20, first you have a tech. This is a tech. This is the strongest tech, in the world after BTC, after Bitcoin. This is Stamps, an immutable and permanent, tech on BTC. So it's a great opportunity. And also building on this great protocol will also bring new users, new developers. So I think first we still have to build this ecosystem, shading also, and showing the power and beauty of some stamps art, and extending. We need to extend. We need to develop the community. I mean that through, of course, Twitter, Bitcoin, TikTok, Instagram. So if you like this ecosystem and you like to expand for to other users, we need to talk and chill about this ecosystem in other space, folks. This is the basics. So stamps and SRC20 are here to stay. It's a long-term game, or long-term game. Sorry. Binance, of course, can come anytime. Maybe tomorrow, maybe today. I don't know. Of course, I'm not in the secret of the gods, but um, this is, one of the tech, that will bring great value. Not only for digital world, but also, and we already seen that for the physical world. So the physical world will be on Bitcoin and also on SRC20 and STEM. And when I'm saying that, it's like through tokenization, of course. I'm a truly, believer of this technology and this new industry that's coming, and I think will, massively change the face of the economy, the politics, and everything around, which is tokenization. And tokenization on Bitcoin, of course, will be in one of the main, trend, a long trend, very long term trend for the months and years to come. So yeah, folks, Binance for sure, maybe we don't know. Tokenization, of course, on Bitcoin and subsequent instant could be very great, and bring good value for the economy, financial world as well. And also, if you love arts, for sure, have a look on that. Bring some piece of art on your wallet, stamps art on your wallet, and not for sure, not for speculation, or not only for that, but have a look on Stamp Ninja, or Open Stamps, Bitcoin Universe as well. Have a look on stamps art, and maybe buy some what you like, some art that you like, and we don't know in the future. Maybe it's for you, or maybe it could be get massive value in the future. Not financial advice, but I'm very convinced that we are in the right place from now, but for tomorrow, but also for the day after tomorrow. What it means, stamps and SRC20, they are not, like a quickie pub fun, shitcoin, speculative assets. Stamps and SRC20 are an industry, you know. We are the pioneer here for sure, but more and more people will have a look on that. The new generation are coming on stamps. It's a long term, um, you know, um, industry that will be there and here to stay. So yeah, definitely convinced that this is the right place to be right now.
Well, yeah, because I mean, if you could teleport me back to 2009 and I could pick up Bitcoin for free, I'd want to pick up as much as possible. But some of the ideas, not ideals, but the ideas that were being shared, some of us couldn't fully understand it, and then we kind of faded it, and now we wish we had a time machine. So yeah, no, my thoughts are that the value is really important, and it'd be great to see more builders coming on stamp, because I mean, if you're going to build a town, your town needs a grocery store, your town needs a hospital, your town needs some arts, your town needs the things that'll keep people in the town. Your town needs industry. Your town needs, look, you know, it needs energy and ideas to come in and to flow. So I think that's what's going to make it. Like, who can we attract that will bring in more talent here, as opposed to how do we get somebody to come in and buy us all? Like, come on, people. Like, we there's value here. I mean, is that what you want to do? Just exit now? There's value here. Hey, I just see somebody here. If you want to come and be a speaker, you're coming in as a speaker, Walden? If you'd like to come in and be a speaker, you can do that. But like, how do you bring value into Stamp? For instance, I just use this as an example. I saw a post in regards to Ordi. Ordi potentially, maybe it's just a rumor. They're looking at making Ordi a reserve asset for some 2 Bitcoin companies. We don't know what companies, but they're looking to take in Ordi as their reserve asset. Okay. What that tells me is you've got people in the back room thinking, how do we bring value? How do we create more value? Because if you're not here, you either don't know or you don't understand the value. So my thing, if we're going to have, like, you know, Bitcoin, Stamp, and SRC20 spaces, yes, we want to have fun. We want to talk about anything that, you know, peeps want to talk about. But let's also talk about, how do we bring more value, or how do we share more value of what Stamp actually does? Because if people aren't here, it's because they don't know. They don't understand. And I don't think the only value for me is the fact that Binance is going to list it. I don't. I just don't think that's the only value. I think that's a potential exit. But do we understand the value of what we have? Because I think we're going to regret it when Bitcoin pops off and when everything goes ballistic. You're actually going to regret not understanding the value of Stamp, because I believe that we are in a protocol that has the power, and I'm not playing, to change the trajectory of your life. Because do you understand rarity? Do you understand immutability? And do you understand the people that will understand what that is? And when I say the people, I'm talking about the Silicon Valley, the Wall Street, and the governments, okay? Because when these guys set up, they don't do it overnight. Like, they're not doing it on Degen speed. Do you understand? They need to create like a sales force. Okay, so they got to create a sales force. Okay, they have to create advertising, because they're not advertising to us, the people that understand this. They're advertising to people that are trained to write picket signs, people that are trained to think in a 9-to-5 manner. Okay, don't tell me right now you can go to somebody that's out there angry as heck right now about everything that's happening and talk to them about Stamp. They will think you a fool, because they're like, why are you talking about these globalist things? Don't you know our country's being taken over and this is and I'm not saying that they're wrong or right. I'm just saying they're not going to hear you. So the corporate world understands this, and they know how the masses think. So they're even massaging in the background words to use to get those people here. But they don't want them here until they're here. So when corporates and Wall Street and all that come, they don't come like in 2 seconds. It's not like, oh my God, there's a coin out. Get it right now. Here's the CA. It's like, oh, it went up. I'm out. No, this is real now. This is real. Like, we're talking some, I'm being serious. We're talking some like numbers that you people are going to be like, oh my God, because these people are here to win. They're not here to lose. Okay. And so once they come in, because they can understand value and they can extract that value. And we haven't even talked about AI and what AI is going to do. Okay. I've teleported to the future, people. I have teleported to the future. And if you don't understand what is happening today, you're going to want to, like, honest to God, you're going to want to friggin' get a time machine. You're going to want to punch yourself. Okay. You're literally going to want to punch yourself, because, okay, think of this. This is why I think Saylor is so interesting to me. Cyber Manhattan. Okay, would you have liked to buy an apartment in New York in the 40s? Okay, you couldn't have bought it, but would you have liked if your parents bought it, your grandparents bought it, and they were handing it off to you? If they called you up tomorrow and says, listen, I have a penthouse in New York, I'd like to hand it off to you. I bought it for $5,000. Okay. Just talk to the realtor and you can actually sell it for 25 million. That's the type of stuff we're talking about here. But 25 million is not even a number. It's not real, because the numbers that you're going to see in the future, okay, I'm not telling you that this is going to go to this or this is going to go to that, but the numbers that you're going to see in the future, you are not even going to understand. You will not understand it. Okay. Why won't you understand it? Because you're only thinking about the pump and the dump. You're not thinking about the value and how different people look at ideals. And when you're talking about Wall Street and you're talking about corporate, they see things differently. Remember, they have the control of the 90%. The 90%, they are not here. Think about that. You're part of the 10% right now if you are here. Okay, so they have control of them. You know what people are doing this weekend? Yeah, get ready for this. April 5th, across the globe, really, especially in the United States of America, they're going to become the yellow vest people. Look up the yellow vest people. And they're going to be potentially, it sounds like, everywhere protesting. And I don't have a judgment for that or against that. But that is where people's mindset is right now. It's on protesting because there's a lot of discontentment. And I'm not saying that there shouldn't be, but they are not focused on how to build value for their life, because they literally believe that the value of their life is wrapped up in a congressperson or a senator. Senators and congresspeople are important, but to what extent are they important? Okay. Because if the senator or the congresswoman can't get your ideals to be passed and they can't get you what you specifically need, then what are you going to do? That's why this is important right now, because this literally, like, we're literally probably in the Gilded Age right now. Okay. What does that mean? That means we're in the time where they're just laying down the railroads. Okay. And then the people that understood that, oh, wait a minute, you need steel to make railroads. Okay. Why don't I invest in steel? Nobody was thinking like that back then. You know what they were thinking about? They're like, these billionaires and millionaires aren't paying us any money. Let's get a union together. That's a good way to think, I guess. But what about investing in the steel? Am I ranting, people? Okay, jump back in here. But what about investing in the steel? The people that invested in the steel, their families have a future. Their families don't have to work again. And that's what this is right now. Bitcoin is cryptocurrency is the railway. Bitcoin is the steel. Okay, it's the steel that is going to be laid everywhere. You can't do this without Bitcoin. Why? Because first of all, it's the 21 million, but do you understand the whole power of being peer-to-peer? Literally, our network is being secured by people in their basements, by a person that's on the subway right now that has a phone in their pocket. Okay, Bitcoin is being secured by all of us, the people. That's what should get you excited, because we have the power. But no, people are thinking that their life is ending because their congressperson, which are good, okay, to vote and all of that, okay, that their congressperson needs to actually get them the power. You have the power right now. I'm telling you, people, this is such a tremendous opportunity. You can actually, if you understand what is about to happen, you can actually set your family up that no matter what happens in the future, they're going to have a choice. Because like I said, I haven't even talked about the AI. By the time the AI come in, it's game over. because the AI are going to, they're going to be versions of us. Okay. I will even go so far as to say that in the future, okay, this whole idea of voting, as important as it is, that will be relegated to probably AI. But I won't go there right now, okay, because that sounds scary, but it's, if you think it, somebody's already thought it and they're working on it, okay? But in order to get somebody to adopt an idea, it's psychology. So you've got to take time to build out a pattern so that they think that it's their ideal. So what they're doing right now, who's they? The government, the Wall Streets, and the Silicon Valleys. They are leading people to where they eventually want them, which is, we will make the decisions for you. Just put your trust in us. But Bitcoin says you don't have to do that. You can actually make the decision for yourself. You can have the power in the palm of your hand. And that's why I'm saying, like with Stamp and stuff, like Stamp gives you an opportunity to participate in that because of its immutability. It gives you an opportunity to participate in this ideal of you become the head. You become the bank, but a better bank. You are the one that has the power now because it's all in your hand, because there's scarcity here, there's a railway here, and you're already here. There's not a lot of people that understand what Bitcoin does, and there's not a lot of people that understand these protocols. Every day that I learn about it, I'm shocked that I was chosen, because I believe I was chosen to be a part of this. Somebody want to jump in here? Because, I'm not running for office or anything. Anybody is out there want to jump back in here, please?
Hello?
Yeah.
We got Walden. Do you want to say anything, Walden? I think he's there. Hello, Walden. What's up? Do you want to
No,
join?
I think he's saying bye.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, but like, I mean, I don't want to go on and on here, people, but I think this is so powerful. Like, I don't think that we're getting it. Like, yeah, you're gonna go out there. Wait till you see what potentially is gonna happen on Saturday. And we don't understand ourselves. We're going out there thinking, okay, yeah, we're just gonna try to show them that the power's on our side. What about when somebody yells back at you, you piece of rah, rah, rah. You're gonna sit there and just take it? No, you're gonna level up. You're gonna be like, what you call me, huh? And the next thing you know, like your future is it's like fisticuffs. And it's like, yeah, but that's what our forefathers, really? Because now we're fighting this battle in the digital world. We are fighting this battle in the digital world because they didn't fight for nothing. They were fighting for more than what you were being told, okay? Because everybody wants autonomy. Everybody wants the ability to have a little piece of something for themselves, and they don't want people coming in their house and dictating to them, okay? When you have the resources, typically nobody comes and dictates to you what you'll need to do because you have the resources. So you can take your child out of the school system. You can homeschool them if you choose. You can like make your own bread. You can make your own food. You can have a little garden out back and plant stuff because you have the ability to do that. That's what we're really looking for. Okay. But I want to make sure these people are protected over here. No, the people that should be protected are the one in your mirror. That's the person that needs the most help right now. Your mirror needs the most help. Okay. So that's why I'm thinking here, people, we've got something so valuable here on top of Bitcoin being 21 million. And then we have something so valuable like Stamp really truly understanding and being a mirror of what Bitcoin is, because it's a data immutable storage protocol. So I'm just wondering, like, how many people know about Stamp and its value? And then are there other builders that are coming? Okay, in the time of the Gilded Age, there was Carnegie. There was the Vanderbilts. There was many that understood, okay, we got to start building. Who are these builders? Are you a potential builder? What could you build on Stamp right now to bring in people? Are you an artist and you don't know what Compressionism is? Do you want to find out more? How could you, be the railway to help people to understand the value of Bitcoin through this mirror protocol called Stamp? Okay, because there's tremendous value here.
Definitely, indeed. Trudy, what powerful words. The value is there, by the way. So this is a great time to stamp your life false because he will stamp your life forever, not only for you, but for the generation to come. Definitely.
Yeah, and then how silly are we going to look when the corporate people come in here and acted like they set everything up? And we're sitting here going, wait a minute, what'd you just say? Okay, because what they do is they tend to come in and then they just take over the space and they acted like they set it up from the beginning, and then they just kind of twist it and turn it and make it their thing, and then that's when you'll turn on your television and you're going to be shocked. Oh yeah, you're going to be shocked when all the commercials aren't about the stuff that they used to be, and they're going to be about the stuff that they're now ready for them. We're going to see like AIs in commercial. We're going to hear stuff like Bitcoin. What if you heard one day the word stamp on your TV? Okay. Yeah, because you know what's so funny, especially first they started off on the media, the mainstream media, like the news and stuff. Before they were laughing at Bitcoin, they were like, "Oh, that's such garbage. Oh my God, that's garbage." Okay. Yeah, now that's all they talk about. And they act like they were there from the beginning. Like they were there in 2009. They're like, "Yeah, the Bitcoin price today. Let's go to the Bitcoin price, the Dow Jones. What? Who cares about the Dow Jones? Let's talk about the Bitcoin price." Okay. And and they're acting like, "Oh my God, you'd be such a fool not to have Bitcoin." Okay. And then, that's there's tiers in media, right? Like those CNBCs and stuff, like they're the top tiers of the financial, but your local news is still talking about the crime. Today on IW, somebody got hit in the head and this happened and that happened and that happened. Okay. So they're not really talking too much about like what's happening on the financial rails because they haven't been given the message yet. But take a look at, not that any of us are going to do this, but they say the same things. Like they'll have a word and then they'll filter the word throughout all of the different networks. Okay, for instance, when there was a big snowstorm and everybody was like, Snowmageddon, Snowmageddon, Snowmageddon. Okay, so they're just repeating words. They're not even telling you anything. Okay, but soon they're going to start saying Bitcoin. Wait till they start saying Bitcoin on there. And then the person watching will be like, I thought that was a scam. And then your local news person's like, Bitcoin is actually, they've done some research and it's actually not a scam. It's really good. And then the person watching it will be like, maybe we should get some. Okay. And then it's like, where should we get some? And then that's when the bank will pop up. The bank's like, come and get it over here. And then the bank will wrap it up in their little whatever. Okay. And the bank will be where you get your Bitcoin. Okay. So, and the bank is going to be holding on to your Bitcoin. Today, we hold on to our Bitcoin. Bitcoin is in our hands. This is where the libertarian movement is, people. It's in our hands. Okay. Not from my cold crypto hands are you going to come and get my Bitcoin. Okay. Yeah, there's there's other tools out there, that people are using, but people, that cold storage, that's going to be your firepower for the future. That's going to be your firepower for the future. So not from my cold crypto hands are you going to get my Bitcoin, whatever I have. Okay, I stack my little sats. Not all of us are whole coiners, but this is where we fight. We fight in these protocols to become whole coiners. How do we do that? We start looking at, okay, what are some of the art projects that I can get into? Okay, because this is not a get rich quick scheme. This is you're collecting the stuff that nobody else is thinking about today. Okay, you're back in the Gilded Age and you are seeing that the railroads are important. So become an investor in steel. Okay, you're back in the Gilded Age where you could buy up property. Listen, like properties back then, $100, $2,000. You can't today. You can't get that even in the downturn. You go to these big cities, you can't get that. You can't go to New York and get anything like that. It's millions of dollars, people. And to think that there was somebody that bought the whole street. They bought the whole street and then they hodled the whole street. And then that's when you want to hand it off to like a Binance, right? Where they come in and then they're the kind of the agent. They're like the agent that takes that allows you to get your exit liquidity. We're not even there yet. Like people want Binance to list this. Sure, let them list it, but make sure that you hold something back. Create a treasury. Create a treasury. You got the government here talking about they're going to have digital asset stockpiles. They're going to collect the digital assets and then you're ready to just hand over your digital. Where are you going? Okay, so now you get rid of it all. What are you going to do next? What are you going to go collect? What are you going to go do? Think about it. What are you going to do that an AI can't do? Because that's the other piece of it. The AI are going to come and want all the stuff in your bags. The AI are literally going to be who you're going to potentially be selling some of your bags to. AIs are actually creating worlds out here where humans are not involved. Now, you could be involved by owning a piece of the project, but they're going to be creating worlds where, and they are in fact doing this, where they're creating music studios, they're creating analytics, they're creating travel information, and they're becoming investors and they're investing in each other. So that is just they're showing us a window into the future. This future is real. It's happening. If you can see it, then start figuring out how you can participate. And imagine if, okay, this is another imagination. Imagine if you're in Stamp right now and you're an artist and then you see your stuff being bought up en masse and you don't even realize that it's Silicon Valley buying your stuff, that it's an entity of the government buying your stuff. And when the government comes in, it's not going to come in as the government, we're here to buy your stuff. No, they're going to actually enlist people to buy the stuff. So they will have people that will come on their behalf and those people will be buying it. And some of them could be in spaces. They could be listening anonymously because they're trying to figure out where is the value? Where do we go and get the value? They're infiltrating the space to get the information because they are coming. Not financial advice, people, but think about these things. So Bitcoin Ape, what do we do? What do we do here? Do we wrap it up? Anybody want to jump in here and share your thoughts? Because there's a lot of thoughts going on here, people. But value, that's the point. Value, great value.
Yes, indeed. I think this is the world of this space, value. I think if you have to resume the world of this space, this is value. Definitely, great, powerful words that you were saying, and yeah, definitely, false. We are here to show you maybe not financial advice, but the lights on Bitcoin. Where everything could happen. So have a vision, have maybe an exit strategy if you want also. But first of all, when you want to, build something big, or changing maybe your life, you have to have vision in anything you do, for sure, and that you want to get involved in your life and bring massive change. So have a vision, and maybe stamps and SRC20 could be your, the industry or the area where basically you can have this vision, the vision of this digital world, immutable and permanent digital world where everything could happen. So stamp your life, folks. Hope you enjoy this space, and if you have any question about how to get this vision, what is the vision of Bitcoin, stamps, and SRC20, feel free to DM me or DM to the art or anything I think in this space. You are much welcome.
Yeah, no, and if anybody else that hasn't spoken just wants to jump in here, we invite you to do that before we close out, because hey, this space is about you as well. What are your ideas? What do you want to see? And is there a way that you could become a creator in the space, a builder in the space? What questions do you have? Because there's many angles here. Okay, there's the sexes coming in, the centralized exchanges. That's great, but I think that's just one angle, and that potentially will happen. But are you just going to hand over your stamp once they get here? Or are you going to have a strategy? Okay, so I have this amount of stamp. Now we're talking about, say, the SRC20 token. Am I going to just like exit out everything? That's one strategy. Or, hey, I'm going to maybe sell 50%, sell 80%, and then I'm going to hold because this thing has some long-term value that it's not here yet. I haven't realized the full potential of this. Okay. And what's your strategy for even the art? Like, are you stacking the art? And are you going to jump out of the art when more people jump in? Or are you going to understand the value of holding the art long term, that sort of thing? So there's many ways to kind of look at this space. There's many angles. What do you want to do with the information, and how do you want to move ahead, sort of thing? And what haven't we thought about? What haven't we said? And not that you have to answer this, but it's just a question. What haven't we said that that should be said? Well, what aren't we thinking of? This is how early we are. Like, we're literally the people that can just talk and about this, because there's no centralized body as of yet, and there will come a day where they'll take the conversation away. Today the conversation belongs to us, so we get to talk about it and then build out the ideals as we see it. So that's what I think the cool thing is. When you're here and you're this early, you get to be a part of the story. You get to be a part of the story, and you get to say things like, yeah, I was there with the Bitcoin ape, and or Walden, or Sadie Riggs, or hey, Loudpacks, or SPI. I was there, with HNFT Pepe, and I saw Harley Ray was here before, and there's people jumping in and out. I was there when those guys were there. Because can you imagine, like, people saying, yeah, I was there when Satoshi, because some people know who Satoshi is, obviously. And they're like, I was there in the days where I was chatting with Satoshi, on Reddit or GitHub. There are people that can say that. And that's where we're at in this space. Like, we can be a part of that. So I think that's pretty cool. Anybody with the final word here? And then we'll close it out, because it's always nice to get other voices in here.
For me, nothing more, today, having you resume, the space, by the way. So yeah, we are very early, the pioneer of this ecosystem, and for sure, here to stay. And for the years to come, I hope that we'll talk about the space on Bitcoin universe and how everything starts, on stamps with MySpace or Namara, all the artists around, and we are very early, so very bright future for this industry. Immutable, I like to say immutable, digital industry for everyone, Bitcoin. So yes, indeed, good things, coming for sure for now and for the future, indeed. And thank you very much, Julia, for this great space again, and all, the energy and enthusiasm that you are bringing to the space.
Yeah, no, it's great, and we love to get other energies and people's views out here because it's all about us. So thanks, guys. Thanks for coming out today, spending some time with us, just talking about whatever we want to talk about, because that's what we do in SWA. Every Wednesday, hopefully, we'll just continue at this, and hopefully, some more people will come out, and we'll keep it going. I do a show tomorrow that's just basically on current events and Bitcoin is hope. If any of you guys want to pop in, We're going to probably talk a lot about what's coming up this week. We're going to probably dive more into the Libertarian Day. Okay, that's happening now, so we better get off so people can go and check that out, or an hour. And then we're probably going to talk about what's happening on Saturday, because that's going to be pretty big. Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you to that. Have a good day. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.